All right, hello everybody, and welcome to this match between Linux Penguin and Crewdy. This is the losers bracket round five. Today I'm joined by Mando. You want to say hello, Mando?
Hello, everyone. Welcome on in. Good game today.
Yeah, and like what our players are up. Nice first map, nice short one usually. Strong, always an
Yeah,
interesting one to see.
beautiful map as well. That's the always my takeaway from
Yeah,
Chongqing. It's just a nice map to run around in.
yeah, I
But
100% agree. Those nighttime maps with neon lights everywhere are just always so nice. Everybody loves them.
yeah, and it's only can't speak for the console guys, but it's only going to get better for PC soon because we're getting ray tracing added in just a few days' time.
Oh,
So anyone with a system that can handle that will have some even more beautiful graphics coming in soon, which will be very fun.
yeah, that's gonna be amazing to see. Unfortunately, I can't handle it myself. Gonna have to watch people do it.
Mhm. Yeah, well, theoretically I should be able to, but we'll see if it breaks the game. But I have faith. I might not even keep it on, but I'll for sure be just wandering around Chongqing, looking at all the pretty lights.
Yeah, I'd love to see it myself firsthand, but not a few years, I think. Do you
Hmm.
want to take the first spin, Mando?
Yeah, of course. So, as soon as countdown is complete, obviously I do know what it is with me admining, but we have got Hush drowning as the facility analyst, Imogen Royce injected poison as the board member.
Yeah,
So yeah, well, this is our first spin here, and we've just been talking in the intro. We might see a potential respin here, just depending on whether or not anyone has any issues with crashing outside of the facility in the analyst disguise, but we don't believe that should be the case. So fingers crossed we get to keep this spin here because I quite like the live kill on Imogen.
yeah, that's a nice one. I'm guessing we're going to
And
see pretty standard facility analyst start. Got to get up and down for both disguises anyway, so you might as well start in the better one.
yeah, pretty much. I was going to say that's definitely what Crewdy's gone for because Crewdy is in very quick here, which yeah is probably a good thing. Minimal planning means he's going to start with a sizable head start here, about 20 odd seconds.
Yeah, we see Linux actually going for the dumpling cook instead to get that board member straight away and accidentally throws the medic straight at his head. A quick restart for him. At this hush kill should be okay. Hopefully they don't do any gun flashes or get a bit too greedy trying to get that seeker shot onto him.
Yeah, and I think with the seeker here, assuming Crewdy only uses one dart on Hush, we might even just see him play safe with the board member and just seeker him into the bathroom.
Yeah,
Crewdy going to looks like he's going to get rid of the perfect test subject first, which is probably not the worst idea. May as well get a nice clear path for this seeker shot.
looks like Linux actually did go for the emetic grenade onto the board member as well.
Yeah, so he's not going to just do the from the dumpling cook start. A lot of people obviously just throw an item into the kitchen and you can KO him and leave him, I believe, fairly safely behind that little kitchen
Yeah,
worktop. As long as the lady goes past, you should be fine.
Cruddy trying to line up the shot. Looks like he got it.
Yeah, and he's just got to stand here in the bathroom and just wait for Hush. But, yeah, this would be a reasonably quick kill one here for Crewdy. I'm assuming nothing crazy happens with any wall hacks or anything, which we have seen on Chongqing, but looks pretty good, and that will be kill number one down for Crewdy, who now has like a minute in-game time lead, which is very healthy indeed.
Yeah, very nice. Cruddy right. However, this Imogen kill can be a bit difficult if he doesn't go for the seeker strat. He might do the drone shot and try catch her on the way up, which a lot of players will go for, but course, getting that poison spot could be a bit of
Yeah, well, he might go the board member. Of course, you could technically go down the mission story route, but that would be pretty slow, I believe.
yeah. Don't see Crewdy going for a drone. It looks like maybe they're just gonna try catch Imogen with the Seeker.
Yeah, well, he might go for the board member first, just to play it safe. Uh, he might come back up for a drone, but as you said, he knows he has a seeker dart, and that should be pretty easy. I don't think he needs to worry about this guard here because he is technically in a legal disguise. Of course, he is part of the facility, so he didn't really need to do that, but should be fine.
Like Linux right now,
Linux.
yeah, he's kind of running around trying to go room for room, trying to catch, I guess, Imogen at some point.
Yeah, well, he's actually infiltrating the facility as the board member, which of course is an illegal disguise when you haven't been through the mission story. So he is in a hostile area.
Crewdy does look like he's going for that lure we were just on about a couple of minutes ago, which is very nice lure. Costs no item, just one throwable item.
Yeah, and should be fine. Yeah, very nice. Doesn't even need to drag the body at all, and yet, even though he's very out in the open, shouldn't get found there at all. As far as I'm aware, that is perfectly safe.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that that board member is safe. Like you said, as long as that lady enters the kitchen, she's not going to head back out. So he's pretty scot free right there on the ground. Feels very unlikely that board member would be able to stay there without being found, but somehow he does.
Yeah, and Linux. So Linux has gone for the drone shot. Has his poison in hand. Is in the board member disguise, and that'll be kill number one. Just needs to make sure he doesn't change disguise too quick, which he hasn't. And now we're all square on kills again.
Yeah, to be fair, Linux actually
And
did bring it back, even though there's a minute difference.
I think Crewdy might have just left his seeker on the bridge there. I think he was going to go as if he was going to go through a frisk point, and then dropped all of his stuff. But I don't think he picked it all back up. Now Crewdy going the long way around. He probably could have just pistol distracted those guys out of the way if he wanted to get over there. Maybe doesn't want much panic. And Crewdy is going to go for a drone shot here.
Yeah, definitely the safer option right now, as it's almost guaranteed your Imogen is going to go on that path.
Yeah, and Linux has grabbed himself a facility analyst disguise. And yeah, I mean he probably has what you'd say is one of the easier kills for Hush because you don't need to worry about his timing at all.
Exactly. Yeah. Looks like a
So
waiting game.
this could be advantage back to Linux potentially. But Crudi, of course, will have the advantage of being very close to the little secret door exit with the tier 3 dongle, whereas Linux will be up on the Hush's upper floor, meaning he will have to come all the way back down.
Really
So
a matter right now of
yeah,
how early Crewdy wants to go for that poison. Some players vary a lot on when they want to try catch Imogen. Whether he's going to wait till she gets up to that stairs near the exit, because he doesn't know how far Linux is along in his run, so he might be thinking, I gotta cut some time.
the Linux has got Hush, so Hush is actually in his little chair at the moment with one of the test subjects, and he hasn't fired a shot into him as of yet. Wants a better angle, I believe. Needs to be careful of the researcher. Crudy being very careful, stalking his prey. So yeah, he's really doing some stalking, like some kind of big cat. I quite like this approach. He's just bumped him smartly, which should be more than enough room for the distance where she hasn't heard that, and he will be able to get this poke off now. And he has two escapes or exits, sorry, and he's going to go for the moped. And this would be Crewdy taking map one, I believe.
Yeah,
I'm
very nice.
pretty sure Linux, he has fired the Seeker off now, I believe. Or maybe not, in fact. No, he's not fired the Seeker shot off yet. I think I'm just going to have to give this a whoop. He misses the first shot there. And
Looking great for Linux for the potential photo finish. Unfortunately.
yeah, 10 seconds down already. I am going to have to let this play out ever so slightly. Sorry to Crewdy. I know this looks like it should be yours, but by the rules, I just need to give enough time where it's definitely not going to happen. And I'm going to call it there. Yeah, there's no way that Linux will be able to bring this one back, which is unfortunate. And that will be Crewdy taking map one, however. He had a pretty flawless run there, I've got to say,
Yeah, really nice for
on
Crewdy.
Chongqing. Of course, that wasn't his map pick as well, so he can go into that with a little bit more confidence going into Mumbai, which is our next map, and Crudy's pick.
Yeah,
And
Mumbai is one of those definitely a daunting map. One of the scarier of the 20 that we have, not 20 for roulette, but I think it's one of the big five, as Buff would say.
yeah, and Buff, quite the expert. We can see there he is still a map record holder, which he set in Roulette Rivals 7. With what I have to say was an exceptional run. And if you haven't seen that, guys, I would very much recommend you go and have a look at that run because that was very clean indeed.
Yeah, 7 minutes is crazy for Mumbai, especially first try, planning included. Yeah, amazing.
Yeah, and so this is Crudy's map pick actually, but the lifetime performances isn't super far away for both of these guys. They've Linux has been here 4 times. He's won one, lost two, and tied one. Crewdy been here 5 times, won two and lost three. A 40% win rate for Crewdy and 25% for Linux. So not a huge difference necessarily, especially as far as roulette is concerned.
Yeah, and like we always say, we don't know who those matches were against, so it could have just been a bad day for them.
Yeah, well, I was going to say it could have come down to a photo finish or anything. There's so many variables. There's I mean, it all of course depends on the spin on the day. Sometimes you just get a spin that flips your head, and you get that famous roulette brain we all talk about, which
Exactly.
is definitely a real thing. 100%. If you've not played, you don't understand, but it's definitely a real thing. And yeah, it just depends on the day. You know,
Yeah, sometimes you get so
sometimes you
tunnel
can.
vision.
Yeah, you can over practice as well. That's talking from experience. You can get yourself where you feel the need to practice all the maps you know you're going to be playing, and yeah, that can come back to bite you. Uh, Sometimes it's nice to have a little bit of practice for sure. You don't want to go in completely blind, but sometimes just allowing yourself to go in not feeling overwhelmed, not feeling too much pressure. Because obviously, if you play the same map over and over again, sometimes you just feel like you have to win at that point because of how much practice you put in,
Exactly.
and that can be harmful as well. So yeah, it's. I'm sure both of these guys have done their fair share of practice anyway.
Yeah, definitely. Is there any crazy conditions you like to see on this one, Mando? I know a lot of people have some favorites on this, some tough
Anything
ones.
Yeah, anything that usually people tend to want to avoid a brick law, unless you're a player, of course. If you're a player, you love a brick law 'cause it does make the spin a little bit easier. But yeah, anything to avoid a brick law, just to force something different than what we always see on Mumbai
Exactly.
is always good with me. A little bit of chaos as well is also a favorite of mine. So anything loud, anything chaotic is usually pretty good, and I think generally people are fans of watching that as well.
It would be nice to see a live kill on Maelstrom. It's always nice. Trying to think of some of the
So
crazy ones. I know both players are probably familiar with the fall for Vanya.
yeah, I mean, there's definitely some potentially crazy options. I mean, there's like I said, the crazy ones on this, yeah, are typically live kills or loud kills, where you don't want to do a brick law basically. But here's a
Uh,
spin if you want to take this one, mate.
yeah, funnily enough, we start off with Maelstrom injected poison as the laundry worker, Vanya Shaw fire axe as the metal worker, and Dawood Rangan Fever as the dancer. So
Yeah,
yeah,
so all three of these disguises you can actually start in, and you don't really need to bring anything other than the injected poison. So loadout wise, it's pretty unrestrictive as well.
yeah, definitely. It does look like we're gonna get a brick lore, however. Both of those skills are not live,
Yeah,
are
mm,
just some lethal items.
yeah, they can be found on the map. There's plenty of fire axes, but they're not all in the best of places. I believe most of them at the top of the tower. I think there's three or four on the map in total, and I think all of them are in the Darwood Tower. So there will be some travelling across the map in those.
We have Crewdy looks like he's starting over in Charles.
Yeah, which is not what I was expecting to see. Normally, when you have the opportunity to start in a disguise, you tend to take that opportunity where you can.
Okay, I wasn't sure if Crewdy stream had frozen there, but he was just stuck in the inventory menu for about 15 seconds. But he's off anyway.
Yeah, so Crewdy might be planning. I think Crewdy's going to go for a quick cleaver because there is a cleaver inside the Kashmirian's apartment, which might explain the chawl start. Um, which will be very nice because, of course, the dancer disguise you can get from the tower as well as the free one. But if he wants to infiltrate the tower, he has that option here, and he will be able to grab Dawood on the top floor.
Yeah,
He's
that'd be
got a
very
little
nice.
bit lost in the chawls, but he's found the apartment in the end. And yeah, there we can see he's got the cleaver in hand now.
We have Linux loading in, and like he's going for the laundry worker, so a bit of waiting before you can start.
Yeah, I can say that disguise. Yeah, you pretty much have to play out the cutscene because you have that Queen's Guard who stood right behind you for what feels like a lifetime. He's going for an instant replan. He's not liking that at all.
Yeah, a lot of planning from Linux, which is giving Crewdy almost a minute and a half of time. Gonna cost him a little bit, assuming Crewdy doesn't have any restarts.
Yeah, so the thing I've got to say here, from my perspective, and I know this is always very easy to say from the shoutcaster's seat, there is in fact a cleaver on the very top floor of Darwood's tower, which a lot of people don't know about because it doesn't make any sense in the middle of a construction site. And of course, you can start Dancer as well. Um, Up in Darwood's tower. So the Darwood kill here definitely doesn't need a brick law and would be very easy to do. And you could, of course, then grab a Bollywood bodyguard disguise to help bring the fire axe over the other side of the map.
Yeah, that's a very good point.
Uh, yeah, like I said, it's very easy for me to say because I've not got that pressure in the moment of what these guys have. But yeah, that would have definitely been a nice speedy kill potentially for these guys.
See, Linux gets that cleaver as well. Kashmirian's apartment. Maybe we'll see that kill that you were saying possibly for Crewdy on that would be very nice to see that.
Yeah, well, looks like Crewdy's definitely going for this isolation anyway. Has got a target locked down, but it should be fine. don't believe, and no one looks like they've heard the shouting. So he does need to hide these bodies, and he will, of course, need to go and grab himself a dancer disguise to bring back up here. The other body is tranked, so that's one less thing he has to worry about.
Yeah, it's a very nice isolation. You don't see that very often, to be honest. So many players
No,
are driven into the idea of that brick lore, myself included, to be
yeah,
honest.
yeah. Linux is going for a laundry worker here. He's using I think it's like a tumble dryer style thing to bring one of these guys over. He has started in a suit, same as Crewdy did, and that's one disguise down. And yeah, so we're going to see Crewdy. He's going to go for the dancer, who is in fact in the tower, which obviously makes complete sense. He's going to have to do a few thrown distractions to bring this guy over to where he can isolate him.
Yeah, it's quite frustrating trying to get that dancer as every distraction brings over somebody you don't want, but not much you can do about it. Better than Seeker.
Yeah, I was going to say it's an awkward one to grab for sure. Yeah, unless you have a seeker or something like that. If you have a seeker, it's normally pretty easy. I think he might have him this time, or he should do anyway. Yeah, he's. I thought he might have gone for a chain low, but no, I think he's just going to knock him
Oh,
out and drag him. Oh, yeah.
very unfortunate there for Rudy.
It's going to be a forced restart, and it looks like he's hovering over a replan. He might be rethinking his strategy here.
Yeah, that's a tough one for Rudy. Just a bit too early on that knockout, it looked like.
Oh, and Crewdy is going to start in the dancer, which means he might maybe he does know about the cleaver on the upper floor, and has just thought of that.
Yeah, that'd be a very nice
Uh,
way to catch up again for Rudy if he does actually go for that idea.
yeah, for sure. Be very speedy indeed.
Looks like meanwhile Linux shooting that flag, getting the maelstrom up. Does have the laundry work. This guy's accidentally shoots the guard.
Yeah, and somehow didn't get spotted there, which I'm very surprised by. He needs to be very, very careful now.
Those guards might do a bit of tracking to try to get down to him. I'm not sure. Looks like they're okay.
Yeah, because of where he took the shot from, I think he should be able to get away with it. They'll just investigate that area and give up. Hopefully for him, fairly quickly. He will have to make sure they've calmed down because another gunshot again will set those guys back off. They are going to track down to at least the floor below by the look of it.
Gonna be a scary shot for Linux going for that flag. One of those guards turns around and sees it.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't actually have to go for the shot whilst they're messing around downstairs. He could just go and raise it manually, but he has done it.
Oh, and it
No, he
bites
hasn't.
him.
Yeah,
Very unfortunate for
and
Linux.
yeah, that puts Crewdy back in prime position now.
Wow, and Cooney almost leaving that body fall down the elevator shaft.
Yeah, I was going to say that was a scary moment for Crewdy there. I'm sure his sort of heart was in his mouth. Doesn't want another rip.
And I didn't
It's a
quite catch
weird
it, but
SMG bug.
did Rudy go for that cleaver yet? Or I didn't catch the beginning of his restart as we were watching Linux there, but good know about the cleaver, like you said, if he is starting Dancer, because that'll save him a lot of time.
Yes, he has got it in his inventory. Yeah, I've just seen a glimpse of it there. So good map knowledge from Crewdy. He might have just been on hit maps just to have a quick look. We saw obviously at the beginning of his previous spin, he was I believe on hit maps because he did have that little pause just for 3 or 4 seconds before he got in the map. So yeah, maybe had a quick look and knew what he wanted to do on his second attempt. And as you said, this should save him plenty of time as well.
Yeah, that's a big trip saved from the Kashmirian's apartment all the way over to Dawood's tower. Looks like we had a restart. Well, just I say it from both players.
Oh, and Crewdy.
Again.
He didn't wait enough time for the knockout, and he was spotted by one of the other bodyguards. And we're pretty much back to square one from both of these guys now. We're just split by 6 or 7 seconds or so.
Yeah, that was extremely
But
unfortunate there.
yeah, would still have to say Crewdy possibly with the faster spin. Linux is going, so he's seeking the maelstrom, and then he's going to rush and try and get a quick laundry worker disguise.
Yeah, very
So
unique
he can go.
approach to this.
Yeah, if he's able to pull this off, it'll be pretty well timed, especially with it just being a single seeker. I thought maybe a second might be needed, but he seems quite happy with this.
Rudy, I think going up to that construction site, curious to see where this cleaver is myself. Wow, in a bucket and everything. Never would have guessed.
Yeah, just I think I'm wondering if this was used as some kind of questionable torturing area or something
Ah,
pretty messed up like that. It wouldn't surprise me.
yeah, I could
But
definitely see a challenge being about that. Rudy almost gets spotted
pretty,
there.
yeah, as you say, there's a lot of whoosh. And whoo, he knocked this guy out again and yeah, nearly sent him flying down an elevator shaft, but all good. Again, I'm sure it's another scary moment here. And Linux is now in the laundry worker, so he just has to box him and run all the way back to poke the maelstrom in the back with an injected poison.
Yeah, it would be very nice to see this work out for Linux. Not sure how long is left on that seeker shot for the down.
Yeah, well, it is very close to a bathroom, and I think it's normally around 60 seconds, I believe, for a seeker shot. So fingers crossed for him. That has kept in there long enough. It doesn't actually mark him on the map as a target, so this doesn't count as identifying him. I think Linux might be a little bit lost here.
Yeah, that's very
He's
unfortunate. I
just
wouldn't even
got
have
back
thought of
and
that
he's not
myself.
there. Yeah, so maybe a double seeker would be needed for Linux here. Linux, interestingly, actually, I know it's a very free loadout, but he doesn't actually have a smuggle at all, which seems bizarre.
Yeah.
When you've got the option as to not bring one.
Yeah, strange change
Um,
from
yeah,
Linux. Maybe he's not quite sure what to bring, but still, always smuggling even a trank if you're not sure.
yeah. I was gonna say, if in doubt, you're gonna may as well just bring literally anything: pistol, trank, seeker, snail, anything along those lines will always come in help. As Linux has got a stream crash,
Yeah,
I believe.
like oh, they're on console, of course, so their overlay is popping up. Yeah, hopefully he gets
We've
back
got
online soon.
we've got a game crash here.
And meanwhile, Rudy does get that kill onto the Dawood Dancer and the Cleaver, fighting those bodies just to play safe. Yeah,
Yeah, so
Rudy.
of course the ruling on this, sorry guys, is the crash, unless it directly impacts how the sort of the result of the spin, a respin might not be needed. So it's gonna be tough to say here. I've just in contact with the other admins now to find out what we'll be doing here. But for now, I've just told him to get back in as quick as he can. So fingers crossed we'll have him back shortly.
Hopefully well for Linux. Not sure how long those boot up times are for the console boys, but they're not too bad. And funny enough, we thought Pong was going to be the map that would cause a crash. Ended up being the other pick. Quite funny. Yeah, Crewdy has Dawood down. He's heading over now. It's probably say You get maybe the laundry worker for the maelstrom kill. That's one of the further options. Of course, since you got that Bollywood guard disguise as well, he's able to bring that fire axe over, which is quite a hassle if you don't get that disguise. Starting Dancer definitely pays off with this legal carry. It does look like Linux is back online. Has that intro screen kicking right now.
Yeah, I think so. He's back live for sure. I said I'm still just having the conversations, but it looks like this won't be a respin here, just due to the crash being pretty much directly after a restart. So it's just an unfortunate event, really, for Linux here.
Yeah,
And I'm wondering if Crewdy, he might just be on hit maps, maybe.
yeah. I wasn't sure if it was just
Uh,
a sportsmanship pause or just a hit maps
yeah,
pause.
I'm just having a quick read over. As far as I'm aware, Crewdy doesn't know about this rip,
True,
to
actually.
my
Yeah,
knowledge. So it might just be a quick hit maps.
Linux is back in, loading into Mumbai now, and he is. I think he's done with that quick pause I had. Maybe looking at hit maps. Very nice drop down there from Rudy as well. Don't see that one used very often. Looks like Rudy is opting for the skies up around here. Not, not quite sure where they're going. Look like Rudy does either. They're a bit confused. Maybe looking at hit maps again. Yeah, maybe they're looking for that free laundry worker somewhere, or they're not sure where to get laundry worker because they have injected poison. I hope they have the fire axe, and metal worker is over by the train yard for Vanya.
Yeah, Crewdy having a few pauses here. I'm not sure entirely what the pauses might be for, because
Yeah,
we know he's got the fire axe. So whether or not he's just trying to find where the metal workers are, maybe. Obviously, there's quite a few that are pretty easy to grab, especially if you do the brick law. You get the ones near Vanya, so that's pretty much all in one very handy area. But I mean, I'm gonna assume he might maybe want to go for the maelstrom kill first,
yeah,
just
I'd say he
to
would.
yeah, he doesn't want to miss that opportunity to get him up on the hill.
Yeah, Crewdy does have that distraction that we saw from Linux earlier onto the laundry worker. Bit of a sketchy knockout here. Bit of a whoosh. Somebody else.
Yeah, Crewdy, I think Crewdy clearly must be thinking, "Oh my goodness me!
Oh,
Oh my
wow.
goodness me! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god!" That was very scary for Crewdy, and somehow
Yeah,
pulls off this escape, and that is really, really nice from Crewdy. I I'm actually really impressed. He didn't do any crazy movements or anything like that. He just kept a cool head, which in the middle of a roulette rivals match is honestly, as I said, talking from experience, something I'm very, very impressed with, because it is definitely not easy to keep a cool head in the middle of a game for sure.
yeah,
That is
definitely.
mighty impressive from Crewdy.
A lot of players would panic, try to get some shots off, or try run away really quickly. But yeah, Crewdy kept it cool and paid off. Luckily, that Queen's Guard was turning around after a couple of seconds. Just got lucky with that. Ooh, it's a big whoosh again.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's just running this fire axe over manually, which isn't too bad from where he is now, because there's not a lot of foot traffic in the way. So Yeah, he's done a really nice job getting this across the map, and he is definitely going to be going for the Maelstrom kill first, which is the smart thing to do here. He can raise the flag manually, I believe. I don't think we've seen the flag raised already. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm fairly confident.
Yeah, I do think this is Crudy's first time up by the Maelstrom, as I know Linux had a lot of trouble with it earlier.
I know. In fact, I can hear the Maelstrom there. Actually, so the flag definitely has raised for sure. So he is going to have to figure out a different isolation here because he can't now raise the flag because it's already up. So he needs to figure something out here. I know you can get a nice peekaboo on the Maelstrom from certain positions because it's what I did in my match earlier in the tournament. And there's a lady who's come up here. He's gonna have to worry about this Crewdy because he doesn't want her to find a. Oh my goodness me, that was very close. Didn't want her to find the knocked out body. Crewdy smartly tucked it away just a little bit to keep it extra safe, and he's going to do the same with this lady. And yeah, so the question is now is how is Crewdy going to go about the Maelstrom kill? So Maelstrom now, I believe, leaves, and he will go wandering around the map again.
Yeah, it's gonna be very tough for Crudy now that he didn't get the Maelstrom early on. Yeah, he does have poison on hand, but he has to get that laundry disguise and start chasing him before he gets too far. Best chance to get him would be right now.
Yeah, and another person has come back up here now. So it looks like
Wow.
once the Maelstrom leaves, I'm wondering if they reopen the hill again. Oh my God, there's another guy who's coming through
Wow.
here now. This is very scary for Crewdy. There's so many bodies around. And he's just moving a shotgun that was left on the floor. And yeah, Crewdy is still in the thug disguise.
Wow. Just
And
so many
another
people
lady's here now.
getting very scary for Crudy.
Yeah, I think he's just going to have to take his chances now and just leave and just hope that they don't get found. Which is definitely what he's doing, but it's going to be very scary for Crewdy now. He is 10 minutes into this run and has the one target down and has a lot of knocked out bodies up that hill and has lost the Maelstrom as well, of course. And I can't say it's something I've ever really looked into that much as to where his full path goes. I know you can bring him to the boathouse with the brick law. That is an option. Looks like he heads down to the bottom of the boathouse. Crewdy seems quite confident that's where he'll be. He went
Yeah.
there without even thinking about it.
Linux, meanwhile, trying to get that dancer up in the
Yeah,
tower for
very
that wood as
nice.
well. Goes for the safer one. A lot more cover around the box. So, yeah, very nice from Linux.
Yeah, a little bit of whoosh while changing, but has managed to pull that off. I'm sure that was a scary little bit of whoosh for Linux there.
Gonna be quite tough now for Crudy. I'm still curious how they're gonna get this Maelstrom kill. And wow, they just accidentally walk into that
Oh,
enforcer.
Crewdy! Yeah, no.
Very,
Yeah,
very
that is
unfortunate.
very costly. So yeah, pendulum swings back in Linux's favor, and he, when he had his crash, he was DMing me saying that he already thinks the spin is over, but I, told him to play on anyway, and it's a good thing he did because if he hadn't, he wouldn't have had this opportunity given to him.
Yeah,
And yeah,
exactly.
it's a 6.5 minute lead now for Linux, who since his crash has changed his strategy. Of course, he's not going for the seeker anymore. He is going to leave Darwood there, but I'm assuming the bodyguards have all been taken care of. He seems pretty confident anyway, because I know there is multiple guards who can find Darwood even after he's dead. That's why a lot of players tend to dump him down the elevator shaft regardless, because then he can never get found, I believe.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's go on, sorry.
yeah, Linux just again safely just taking the stairs, not even going down the elevator shaft, just carrying that axe the whole way. I think it's very
Yeah,
safe.
and he of course doesn't know where Crewdy is in his spin, but yeah, that's now pretty much a 7.5 minute advantage, which is very nice for Linux. And Crewdy opting to go back to his old strat, so he's back in the chawls now. Picks up the cleaver from the Kashmirian's apartment, and he will have to obtain a different dancer disguise now. Like I said, there is a free one, but it's so far away from the tower. Not unless Crewdy is just going for a brick law now, which I think he might have a snail in his loadout actually, so that might well be the option he's going to go down, which is definitely not a bad option. Never really a bad option if you can. Snail law, obviously, not what we like to see as spectators, but still very fun indeed. Just everyone likes to see a nice clean run.
Well, I'm not quite sure what. It looks like they were not sure what to do, but they knew the maelstrom was walking past. Just did a little poison jab for fun.
Pretty much, yeah. And just seeing, apparently your mic's cutting out, but you sound perfect in Discord, so it might just be OBS glitching out a little for you, by the way, which is very bizarre. But yeah, Linux is looking like he's going to set up and get ready for when he does start the brick law. He's going to take out these two Queen's guards whilst he's here, which is, yeah, pretty good option. Wants to make sure he's got plenty of time to oh, does accidentally throw that hammer, but he's fine. Crewdy being spotted crowbarring open a door in the chawls. And Crewdy's gone from having what was a really nice run piece together, and now he's changed his strategy, and it's just not working currently for him.
Yeah, it's very unfortunate for Rudy. That dancer start was very nice for him. It's
Yeah,
saving
he
him a
did
lot of time.
very well. So Linux we now know as well. So he has the fire axe in place already. He brought that all the way over from Darwood's tower. Using the bodyguard disguise, he's going to take out the metal workers now from the forge near where you isolate Vanya, and that is the disguise obtained. And now he could choose to start the brick law, but the question is he going to go for the laundry worker injected poison first? We shall see.
Yeah, Linux
No,
is
he's
gonna have that problem again of the maelstrom. Doesn't have that maelstrom
yeah,
cooldown, so hopefully Linux has the knowledge to know where he can be or where he can
yeah.
catch
Well,
him.
if he starts the brick law, if the maelstrom is already done on the hill, he will head down to the boathouse. And he will stand underneath the boat, and he, of course, travels without bodyguards. Uh, I think he might have one elite thug uh, after the Nihar meetup, but one guard shouldn't be too difficult to take out. So at least he'll know where he is, though, is probably the more noteworthy point there. And Crewdy going for the laundry worker disguise, so he's had a complete change of strategy now, and looks like he's going to go for the Maelstrom.
A risky part coming up now for Linux. A lot of players ripping at this part.
Yeah, and Linux scarily not taking down Rima first. Uh, she is always the one with the craziest of head turns, but manages to stop. This is very nice from
Yeah,
Linux.
wow.
Actually, he got everyone down very quick, and just needs to retrieve his fire axe, throw it into her skull as the metal worker. Very nice, and yeah, now just the live kill left for Linux, and he just needs to go and grab the disguise. He's going to stay in the metal worker smartly as well because it is by far the best disguise in Mumbai. There is very few enforcers anywhere at all. It's a brilliant disguise.
Looking pretty good for him now. He can get this guys and get over.
Yeah, well, it's again, it depends how well timed he can get the Maelstrom kill. We saw from Crewdy once they do leave the hill, it does get a little bit messy. Not as easy as you'd think.
Rudy heading up, getting that flag. Definitely doesn't want to miss Maelstrom this time. Does have a loud gun, so a bit more sketchy, but I think they got it fine.
Yeah, got a bullet impact notice, but that should be fine. He should have more than enough time to run away. Linux has managed to get a laundry worker and managed to get him in the bin. So Linux has everything he needs now. He just needs the Maelstrom himself to show face. And yeah, this could be really nice from Linux if he's able to get the Maelstrom at a good position.
Yeah, let's try that boathouse thing before. Otherwise, it's quite a long chase. Doesn't actually is.
Yeah, and he's just going on a little bit of a chase here. Linux. He's having a look around. I don't know if he realizes that he might already be at the boathouse. Not too sure. He seems to be actually looking at the faces of some of these people
Yeah,
here,
not quite sure if Linux
which
caught a glimpse of Maelstrom at the beginning. He does change disguise, however, and I assume he stays in that after he goes to the house.
yes, I believe so. Crewdy has identified the Maelstrom and is peekabooing him up into this room, which we saw him do in his game yesterday or the day before. And Linux has managed to. So he's gone to isolate a guy who drops a picture of the Maelstrom.
Ah,
So that should make it a lot easier to find the Maelstrom.
that's very nice for Linux.
And he's found him very quick as well, by the look of it. This is very nice. Oh no, he's just, okay. I'm see. It's been a while since I've not isolated them in the usual place. I see. So he has to just walk up to various people.
Oh, I think he has him. Yeah, that's
Yes,
him.
he does. And he has him in a very nice place, actually, because he should listen to a thrown item up here.
He the one who's been in fact,
No, he
unfortunately
sent a
not.
metal worker, no. But he should have opportunities. He just needs to be careful not to just do it at random. He's going to try again in the bathroom. Might actually have him this time, looking at his mini map. Yes, he does, and this is
Good.
very, very nice from Linux. And this is, I've got to say, I've never ever. Oh, don't GRB, but
Oh,
yeah, very, very careful. Really nice from Linux. And yeah, I just want to say, I don't believe we've. Well, it's definitely not something that happens very often. It might even be the first time that someone has used the picture to find the maelstrom manually, rather than just waiting for the hill or the skywalk start isolation. And I really like that.
yeah, that's amazing. Good knowledge. Just to think of that during a roulette match, like we said, have roulette brain. Really good. Just play it safe. Do what you know and pay off. Yeah, that's the finish for Linux. That was very nice.
Yeah, I really like what we've just seen there. And again, I know he wasn't very happy at the time, but I just want to quickly point out to anyone who does indeed play this game, this is why you should never give up, because Linux had a pretty costly crash and has still come back to win Mumbai. So that
Exactly.
is why you should never give up. Um, and yeah, I hope he's really happy with that one. I'm not I like both of these guys. They're both really nice guys, but I just hope that gives him a little bit more of a confidence boost, because he didn't seem happy in the DMs. But yeah, hopefully that's a motivational boost to him there. They have taken each other's maps now. So Crewdy, of course, took Chongqing, and Linux is now taking Mumbai from Crewdy. So very nice.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
yeah, now we're off to Argentina, Mendoza, coming up in just a few minutes' time. And yeah, a bit of a love-hate map as far as the community goes. There's plenty of lovers and there's plenty of haters as well. And which side of the fence do you sit on,
Oof.
Observer?
I'll be honest, I do kinda love it in its own way. It does feel very linear in a way. Uh, there's a lot of isolations that are used, like, all the time because just they work so well, and that's why I think so many people kinda like this map or, aren't crazy fans about it. But yeah, I see it the same as, like, Chong, to be honest. It's just 2 targets. One's a bit higher up, one's a bit lower. You gotta catch, Tamara, try poison her in the bathroom or whatever. They're kinda just similar in that sense, but I'd
Yeah,
always
I
pick
mean, this
Chong.
is it's a map for if because there's a suit that's obtainable on the map, it does give you a lot more freedom to use that way to start. As you said, it's a very a token sort of set of isolations, as it were. But they still have to be executed, and they have to be executed well. So I can just see Tino in chat as just saying he has used a photo before in a game versus Meme Junkie. So it's definitely not the first time, but I would be willing to say it's probably not something that happens very often, at least. So
Yeah.
yeah, I still like it. It's definitely a good approach. He thought on his feet, and yeah, nice stuff.
Yeah, with regards to Mendoza, not really sure what the craziest ones you get, to be honest there. Maybe some fall kills for Tamara. It would be interesting to see if the
Uh,
players have the strategy down for that.
Yeah, I was going to say there's not many banned conditions on Mendoza as well. It's just consume poison and fire for both targets. So there's plenty of. I know a lot of people like the falling object kills on this map because you can use a few of the crazy the plant pots and things like that. I know a lot of people like to use those. I think we saw that in Roulette Ravels 7, I believe. It was done very nicely by In for Fun, I think. And yeah. They're always good conditions. Just the awkward ones. You don't want it to be too awkward because we want people to have fun, of course.
Exactly.
But yeah, it's always good fun. And the lifetime performance as well. It does technically favor Crewdy in terms of percentage, but it favors Linux in terms of experience. He's won 33%, won one, lost two. Crewdy, meanwhile, has only been here the once, but he did win on that occasion. And what a crazy map record that is by Osh in
Yeah.
RR7 as well. 356. That is very, very nice indeed.
Yeah, not
And
quite sure what that
yeah,
spin was myself.
yeah, I did look. I know it's broadsword on Yates. I can't remember the Tomorrow kill, but I think it was broadsword as mercenary. But for now, we have our own spin. If you want to take this one, mate.
Of course. So we have Don Yates sniper rifle as Sommier, and Tamara with Gerald's Pirate Saber as the Guajo. Wow. A lot of English words you gotta know how to pronounce.
Yeah, I was going to say. So technically, again, this is strictly speaking a free loadout spin. There is a sniper rifle on the map in the attic, and the Jarl's Pirate Saber is also in the attic. So strictly speaking, they don't need to bring anything, and you can of course start as the Gaucho or disguise. I think that's how you say it. I'm not actually sure,
Yeah. Not sure
but
myself.
I was going to say it's what I've always said, so it's what I'll be sticking with. But yeah, so no loadout needed, and the sommelier is the awkward disguise, but you can actually bring him out of his little room with the you can use the little computer in the. I always forget what the room's called, like the security room. You can bring him out of that area. Crewdy is going to he's going to steal the silent sniper that is on the map, the Sega 300 tactical from the Gaucho start. So that's really nice from Crewdy, actually.
Yeah.
I
Free
actually
disguise
forgot about that sniper.
and free sniper. Yeah, very
That
nice.
is, yeah. I mean, he started disguise, free sniper, and it's a silent sniper. I was thinking of the Bartoli, the wooden huntsman one. I think it is. That's the loud one in the attic. But yeah, Crewdy clearly with more knowledge than myself, unsurprisingly, and he knew about or he remembered, I should say, about the silent one on the map, which yeah gives him even more of a free loadout. And yeah, really good
Linux.
map knowledge from Crewdy.
Linux almost getting caught by Yates there just after knocking out somebody, but like they're good to get this corner subdue.
Yeah, and that's very nicely done. So this is looking really, really good for Crewdy here because he does have that one less disguise to worry about, and has a silent sniper, so he won't have to worry about that. The only thing is he has missed the simple Yates isolation, let's say, but well, he's not missed it. He's just going to have to be careful of additional mercenaries. He's got a little bit of whoosh from one of the mercenaries in the garden, but should be fine.
Just escape.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, and he's
rip from
oh,
Linux.
Linux. Yeah, I see a lot of players. I see a lot of players do this where they feel the need to throw an object to avoid those mercenaries, and it is always something that makes me a little bit confused because usually, 99 times out of 100 anyway, you can just steamroll straight past those guys, and they just don't care at all because you are of course leaving the trespassing area rather than trying to enter it. So usually you don't actually ever get spotted. And Linux was basically just caught because he was running into the garden. He got stuck, and then one of them turned around and saw him in the trespassing zone. Crewdy's just grabbed the pirate saber from the attic, which is again. I think he probably knew that was already up there anyway, but still good map knowledge to fully know.
Yeah, definitely. Still crazy smart for Rudy to go for that other sniper, as it just seems so trivial to get both items. They're right next to each other in the attic, but of course, any different with that sniper silent. When he does get ripped, yeah, he does. Unfortunate for Crewdy, just again, same issue as Linux,
Yeah,
hesitating going over to that frisk point, getting pushed just a bit too much. Minute lead here again for Linux.
yeah. I mean, Crudy's current spin looks pretty good in terms of how it would be timed. Just something to point out as well. Now that Crudy sort of reminded me that this sniper exists, just a little fun bit of information. He is throwing a distraction for that guy to turn around, but you can actually just walk straight up and steal it from in front of his face, and he just sort of ignores you and walks off as long as you run away quick enough, which is just I find that rather funny that you can steal it from literally in front of his face
Oh,
and be
Linux
fine.
again trying
Yeah,
to go for that
same as
crazy
good.
frisk. Players definitely making the strats a lot harder for themselves.
Yeah, Lennox is going to fire a Seeker in through the top here, which will make Tamara be sick, but needs to go and grab the Gaucho disguise
Looked like Linux
and the
nearly
Pirate
got
Saber.
thumb flash for a moment. I thought tiny wish at the top. Looks like he just got away with it.
Yeah, I'm just wondering how Linux. I think Linux is just going to worry about the isolation and then come back, so it's going to cost him a bit of time. He is going to have to do a little bit of doubling back on himself, but it should be fine. Just a little bit slower than he perhaps might like. And we'll see how he wants to do this. There is plenty of fairly easy to grab gaucho disguises. There's plenty on the map, of course, all throughout the sort of heather fields or whatever they are over the back there.
Rudy back up onto the balcony by Yates. Pretty good. Don't think they got conscious witness as they were behind cover. But does alert a guard
Yeah,
though.
yeah. I was going to say, I think it. I don't think Yates's wife did see the crowbar coming into her face. I do think you're right. There's no unconscious witness. It just looks like it's red guns from Yates, which will of course disappear when he does take that kill.
Linux heading to a part of Mendoza that I'm sure not many people are very familiar with. Very useful. With Linux thought. Yeah. Fuck guys.
Yeah, and there is actually a banana around here that he could use to isolate this guy for free, or at least pacify him safely for free. It would be an accident knockout, of course, but he's just going to slam a wine bottle into the back of his head instead, by the look of it. And Crewdy, meanwhile, is not going to exit down the front this time. I think he must be planning on. Ooh, be careful. Yeah, he's going to head back where the Gaucho is allowed through the backfields, which is definitely a wise idea, you'd have to say.
Yeah, looking pretty good for him now.
Yeah, it just has the this mercenary who's just stood directly in his way for the time being. Could
Oh,
pistol distract him, but he's just going to wait instead. No, yeah, and just pirate sabers him to the face, and yeah, his friend as well. Yeah, this is one of those times where I think we'll probably see the same thing from Crewdy, but this time he'll just be super patient and he'll just wait in a bush until that guy leaves. It's going to cost
exactly.
him some time, but he needs to just play this a little bit safer now. See, Linux has a Gaucho disguise, and will be heading. I'm not sure exactly where he's heading,
Looks like he's going for
but
the sommelier.
yeah, I'm surprised because he will need to keep this disguise, of course.
Yeah, strange choice. And of course, playing safe, nothing wrong with it. It's working out for him right now. He's 5 minutes into it. Bit of a tough spot for him here, is that, of course, kind of annoying for him. Might inspect the source of that throw as they did catch it before it hit the ground. Does stay hidden. Maybe. Yeah, looks good for Linux. Looks like they were just getting that. I think it's the USB dongle for the camera or the vent. They can get into that room. Meanwhile, Crewdy is back at the house. Gonna try to get Yates again. But Linux does have to be a tiny bit careful here. The snail up actually definitely an interesting strat. See how
Yeah,
this
this is
goes.
going to cause a bit of mayhem, but and yeah, this might come back to bite Linux, but this guy, of course, oh Linux,
Wow.
this guy will run away, but no, he's just going to subdue him beforehand. He needs to go and turn off the frosted glass, or turn on the frosted glass. Sorry, if it, oh no, it already is, so that should be fine. Um, yeah, that's probably a little bit scary for Linux there for a second. And again, as
Yeah.
we said, he is going to have to now find another Gaucho disguise to use because he has just left one here without taking the Tamara kill.
Bit unfortunate for Linux with the planning on the disguise dead. Hopefully, yeah, pretty.
Yeah, Crewdy realizing I don't think you can actually get down from here super easily. There we go. He's found the pipe this time. So Crewdy's been taking some pretty funky pathways. This time it looks like he will be able to. Ooh, he's just going to have to do some pistol shots. A little bit risky pistol shots because everyone's an enforcer here.
And yeah, again, this risk
Yeah,
point is really being the bane of existence for both the runners.
yeah. I was going to say they both having the same issue here, and something that I mean, Crewdy going for an instant replan here. He's going to go wait to start, and I think he's just going to go for the two easy isolations, which is definitely probably one of the sort of easier options you'd have to say.
Bit of a strange choice there for Linux to knock out that guard. They were going to get stick. Now there's just a body laying there. That disguise, of course, mercenary. I don't think. Oh,
Yeah. So that's. I mean, as far as I'm aware, that guy shouldn't ever be found, so he shouldn't have any problems with it. But yeah, maybe just a little unnecessary. I mean, weirdly, the guy had an exclamation mark above his head as if he was had spotted Linux doing something illegal, but
Ah, okay.
still got his green guns, and that's all that matters. So maybe he was just making sure there wasn't going to be any tomfoolery happen with that. And
Exactly.
uh, he is now going to head into Yates's mansion, and he will be able to get the first kill down. I don't know if yeah, he did smuggle in a ghost, so that is a subsonic sniper. And there we go, kill number one, not heard. And yeah, now he just has to worry about. I mean, will we just see him? Will we just see him go for an easy gaucho? Like he could return all the way back down and just use the same one he already had. We know it's in a safe room. He can put that saber in his briefcase the sniper was in as well, which will make transporting that even easier.
To be honest, that disguise I left on there isn't actually too bad. Think about the route backwards. Probably one of the safe ones, but since he can put it in the briefcase, it doesn't have to make it too difficult. Yeah, he can also take that stairs up to the bathroom where Mara is as well, which is pretty that.
Yeah, and I like what Linux is doing here. Actually, he's going to go all the way back down through the bottom, through the Providence meeting room. And yeah, it looks like he will be planning on navigating all the way back down. Needs to be careful of the mercenaries who are in here. Be fine.
Linux peekaboo there.
He's actually going to take this mercenary disguise, which is it does make sense.
Mercenary looks a bit his cycle's a bit disrupted because of his friend not being around to chat. Doesn't hear that shot somehow.
Yeah, so I think what is based on where that guy is standing, I believe he that is where he goes to stand when you're going through the mission story as the sommelier, which is where you get frisked by him on the way up to do the actual proper Providence meeting. So I'm wondering if because Linux has been in the sommelier disguise, if that's where he was trying to head. Not too sure. That's just a bit of guesswork from myself.
Linux opting for that one we were that he left earlier. Goes for the other
Yeah,
panel.
probably the smart thing to do now.
And yeah, he does
No
have
reason not to.
Mara isolated, I'm sure.
Yeah, he's seeked her. She's knocked out in the bathroom, and yeah, he just needs to grab his pirate saber, which of course he can legally carry as well in that disguise. He is a guard, so he's allowed to have a weapon, even if it is a pirate saber, which seems a little odd, but he needs to be careful opening this door. Yeah, no one spotted those guys because one of them is knocked out and not snailed.
Does go for a
All good
pretty
there.
awkward route here because the stairs was right next to him. He could go straight up to the bathroom, walk through the public area. Not quite as force should be okay. Like as you said, guys carry that weapon. Yeah, see any white dots.
Yeah, I mean, this is looking very, very nice for Linux. Very slow in-game time here, 12 and a half minutes, but I've definitely done the wise thing, just played it safe. Crewdy, not to say he hasn't, but he's just had a couple of unfortunate rips that have just cost him. But that will be Linux Penguin taking Mendoza here. He's just got to wait for an exit to activate. Smart thing to do would be to just head down to the wine fields because he is legal there as a gaucho. Uh, would have to wait for Diana, which, as we all know, takes a lifetime, and you can get red guns whilst you're in that dance. So, yeah, no reason to use that if you ask me. If you can avoid it, it's a shame that all the exits on Mendoza kind of suck. None of them
Yeah,
are favorable at all.
would have been nice if they slapped a little manhole somewhere around. But yeah, very nice finish for Linux.
Yeah, and there's no way Crewdy is going to be bringing this back. And yeah, that's Linux Penguin going 4-2 up after losing his own map choice. So very nice indeed. And now we're going to be heading over to Isle of Scale, which is another really, really good map, if you ask me. I'm definitely a fan of it myself.
Yeah, very fun map to see, especially those remote kills with the night. You getting the kill onto on eight. Little too late, unfortunately. Admiring the view now, contemplating. Actually, quite a beautiful map. Never really time to look out like this.
Yeah, I was going to say it's some lovely, lovely scenery indeed.
Yeah, same for Gale, Mando. Anything you like to see come up? Live kills, falling objects. Thinker was interesting to see.
Yeah, Segale is always good. I would have to say, in terms of you want live kills on Sophia, and you want loud kills on either. Really, if if you're going to be picking the awkward ones anyway, they're the ones you want. Uh, you can live kills on Zoe are actually fairly easy with the MOC law, of course. That's not too bad at all. But I believe both targets can be pretty awkward with loud kills. It's sort of I don't think they've got any soundproof rooms you can get them to easily.
No, I don't think
Anyway,
so. Myself either.
so yeah, they're always an awkward one. But as Gordy would say, I know Gordy he likes to have speedy spins as opposed to awkward ones. So that's always an option. I forgot to send the spin. Actually, I was going to say where's my stats, because I was going to say we have a map record on this that I know was set by Infofon, which is an excellent map record,
Wow.
358, which is yeah, pretty crazy indeed.
Yeah.
And in fact, we've not actually got much of a lifetime performance here. Crewdy is the only one who's been here during a Roulette Rivals tournament, and that is twice. And he went 50-50. He's won the one and lost the one as well. Yeah, Linux not being here, unfortunately. We just need a couple of minute delay here from Linux. He's just requested an extension. So we'll now be getting it at 15 past the hour instead. So just a little bit of extra time. It's been a pretty long first three maps really, with Mumbai taking it a little while. So understandable that they wanted a little bit of time to take a breather here, grab a drink, etc.
Yeah, definitely. It can be very draining playing on some maps for such a long time, especially if it ends in a tie. And just want to get the match over with.
Yeah, and Linux might just be gathering his thoughts. He's obviously come back from 2-0 down. He's now taken the next two maps to bring himself into the lead of 4-2.
Yeah,
Obviously, that does
amazing.
mean he's on match point. So yeah, might just be taking a second just to regroup to go into this map strong and hope he can take this to a 6-2. Meanwhile, I've got to say I'm Team Crewdy for this one just because it's been a great game and I would love to head to our next map.
Yeah, I can imagine for Linux. I'm thinking for Linux right now, if I was in that situation where I was 2-0 down, had a crash, asked if I could get a respin, couldn't because it didn't really affect the game, and then come back and win two maps in a row, he'd be quite all over the place. Wouldn't know how to. Fair play to him. Really has brought it back. Yeah, be a really good game. Would love to see a final map to get the first six. as you
Yeah,
said.
I mean, yeah. Well, why stop at that? Let's get a tie as well, and we'll head into the sixth and final map, and see where we go from there.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna get some more extensions from the players, I'd say. If we do go to a sixth map, maybe even some admin throw-ins.
I was going to say, well, I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to it. Everyone likes a nice a long game, as long as it's good anyway. And so
Exactly,
far, I must admit, we've seen some pretty good gameplay from these guys. Neither player has had any kind of bad run whatsoever. Just had like really weird rips at really weird times. Awkward trolley head turns and guards and things like that.
exactly.
Yeah, nothing really to say about that from either player. Pretty flawless across the board generally. Like I said, the rips we've had are rips that can happen to anyone at any time. With, like I said, just the really awkward guards being in the way. I think we saw that off both players in Mumbai with the weird head turns and things like that. Um, yeah, it's been a good map still, regardless. I'm hoping Linux is back just in time. Yeah, there we go. I can see he's moving his controller at least. So the spin will be going live in 47 seconds. And yeah, I'm looking forward to this one for sure.
Yeah, the knowledge has really been there throughout the matches today. Sure, it's not gonna stop anytime soon.
No, I would, yeah, I would have to agree with that. It's been, yeah, I mean, I don't really think we've seen little glimpses where I think the players have probably been on hit maps just to have a look at, where some of the awkward things are, like maybe the cleavers on Mumbai, just because it's the kind of object not everyone would randomly know off the top of their head, especially the one at the top of the tower, because it doesn't make a lot of sense.
Yeah,
But yeah, generally it's been pretty, I don't think they've really stopped to look at the stuff too much, which is really nice. But yeah, spins live if you want me to take this one.
yeah, of course.
Yeah, we've got Zoe Washington, Silent SMG as the event staff, and we've got Sophia Washington, Pistol in the suit.
Wow. Yeah, that could
So
be. That's. Sure, some people call that recce spin. To be honest, two quick isolations, get the disguises, get the two kills, get out of there.
yeah, I mean the only difficult thing really is the event staff because it's not the worst disguise to grab. Don't get me wrong, but it's not the best either. Just because it's so it's not too out of the way, I suppose. It's just something you have to travel to. I
Exactly.
think any other disguise there, we might well be looking at a world record potential spin. But I
Yeah,
think that
imagine
might
some
just
master of ceremonies instead of that event staff would be quite crazy.
yeah. I was going to say I think with yeah MOC or elite guard or even the normal guard or the custodian for that matter, and yeah, this would be a very different story. This would be unbelievably quick.
I think we're going to see both players going for Chapel, which is definitely the go-to. Get that MOC lore done straight away. Head over and do that alarm clock lore for Sophia.
Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. I like what Linux is doing here. Linux is going to go for the Sophia kill first because of course you can do the MOC whenever you like, uh, and you need the disguise back. You need to bring that disguise over with you anyway. So whilst you're already in the suit from the
Ooh,
start, you may as well. But Linux just had a bit too much chaos there, unfortunately.
yeah. That peekaboo kind of forced him to get out of there quickly, and he just couldn't get out too quick. Be a panic from Crewdy. Definitely a variation on that Chapel players. People tranking, snailing, or knocking out. Panic is always nice to see.
Yeah, and Crewdy, I think he's going to go for the MOC straight away. So he's going to end up getting Sophia elsewhere, or even second cycle maybe. And I'm assuming he knows the timing of the MOC law here. I don't know whether or not those guys are panicked outside. I don't know if they would come in and potentially cause some issues here. He seems fairly confident. Obviously, he's gone in without a trank. His loadout is the pistol that's needed, and an SMG smuggle that is also needed. But maybe, yeah, an unconventional isolation of this room from Crewdy, but he's pulled it off very well indeed.
Yeah,
He
very
can
nice.
get that MOC law started shortly.
Like we also have the viewers from that Danny and Throat game, I'm guessing, that just concluded as well. We're on GK
Yeah, I was going to
Punks
say,
channel.
I've been, I had a quick look. I saw the scoreline. It sounded like an exceptional game. Definitely one I'll be watching back at the earliest opportunity I have. But yeah, I was going to say, well, welcome on in, everyone, and you're joining a pretty good game yourselves here as well. We've got what would have been a potential speedrun option for this map, but yeah, we've decided the event stuff just ruins the potential, and both players splitting up here. Yeah, so Linux is definitely going to go for the Sophia kill first. Crewdy is just wants to get the MOC law out of the way. Can obviously leave Zoe isolated here for a while.
Yeah, he poked his head in there just for a second, trigger that. Two guards at the bottom of the stairs. Yeah, it's gonna be pretty
Yeah.
quick.
Yeah, and Linux is going to be super early here for the Sophia clock isolation, but should be fine. And Crewdy might have some issues here. Actually,
Ooh,
she is way too far ahead.
and that's not gonna be good. I don't think they're gonna be going for
Yeah,
it. If anything now, that body's gonna get found.
yeah, that's going to be a restart from Crewdy now. And any second now.
Linux does
Oh,
miss the
how
first
does
alarm
she?
clock.
Yeah, and has that body not been found for Crewdy somehow?
Quite sure.
The a different picture in picture came up. It was the picture in picture of her, just getting in the fire sort of area. But if that guy has not been found, then frankly, that is a miracle from Crewdy.
Oh, and meanwhile, Linux peekabooed Sophia just a bit too much and actually got caught
No,
trespassing. That's very unfortunate
Crewdy,
restart.
Crewdy has had that body found, and he should be restarting. He is red guns, and that red guns will stay. Yeah, there we go. He knows. So simultaneous restarts now.
Unfortunate for both players there. Crewdy just missing Zoe on the way out, and Linux peekabooing a bit too much for Sophia. And it goes to show that record would have been over about 3 minutes, 2, 3 minutes ago at this rate. Goes to show how mind boggling times are, even with a spin of this caliber.
Yeah, I was going to say 358 we were looking at for a world record, and yeah, it just shows how good that is because we are past that now, and we've not had any targets killed yet. We've not even really had any of them isolated. Crewdy was he came the closest, but he just had issues with that elite guard who he was bumping into them. They just stuck to him like glue, and he just wasn't able to break the question mark. And yeah, that just got him a bit stuck, unfortunately.
The Crewdy going again, probably for this triple knockout. Which is very nice. See most players use strength patience.
Yeah, it's nice to see something new. Uh, it didn't work out amazingly for him last time because the guard also heard the bullet, but this time I think this has gone more like how he planned. Needs to be careful of that guard. Yeah, that's fine. Ooh, yeah, the whoosh, and yeah, Crudy's struggling here. He he should. Well, I'm not entirely sure what loadout he's bringing. Obviously, we know he'll have a silent SMG, but I mean, he could bring a briefcase in here with a trunk, which looks like that's what we're going to see right now. Yeah, it's going to bring a trunk, change of plan, and yeah, and in fact, I've just realised he doesn't even need to worry about a silent SMG because, of course, the elite guard that Zoe has with her will bring one anyway
Yeah,
because they
so
do carry the silent SMGs on this map, which is something that didn't occur to me. But that's even easier. Linux this time as well. He has managed to grab Sophia via the clock. So we'll see kill number one for Linux here. This is the first kill we'll have seen. Very nice.
Yeah, very nice cooldown for Linux.
Yeah, he hasn't got a disguise to get out of here, so he's going to have to just, sort of trace his steps back and find something. I mean, there should be one of the ones in the MOC room he can use. Um, or he could, he's got plenty of options anyway. Currently just running around a little bit lost, I think, at the minute, just trying to decide how he wants to go about this. As I said, the event staff is is not really a difficult disguise necessarily. It's just that there's not like they're not really near anywhere you want to be. I think there is underneath where the funeral happens for Janus. I do think there is two. There's a woman and a male event staff under there that you can grab. You just need like a trank or even just something to throw to split them up, and you can knock them both out. But yeah, it's just a bit further away than you maybe want to be, and unless of course you go for the what's it called, the wake law, where you peekaboo her over there. That could be well timed with the event staff disguise grab. That is an option. I know a lot of players don't really like the wake law though. It's not as safe as we see with the MOC law, so it is just a bit easier to do the MOC. It brings her over to you rather than you having to go to her, so it makes sense to me.
Yeah, we did see Rudy actually decided to start keep this time. Kind of went down the pipe, picked up his drop in the smuggle point. Looks like he's actually going to get this disguise, which of course the event staff, but it's still a pretty useful disguise to get down there.
Yeah, and he might just wait here as well for the Sophia clock opportunity. He is in a suit, of course, now. And yeah, I think that's what we'll be doing. We're just going to see Crewdy wait here for a minute or so. Linux is going for the MOC law.
Kind of scary right now. Nick, both those bodies are nailed
Yeah,
anyway.
they were snailed, so yeah, should be fine there. Just needs to not get spotted doing a throne. But he's just going to walk up.
Oh, it does.
Oh, yeah, he didn't close the door behind him.
Yeah, Linux
So
does not look happy with that. Which,
yeah, I was going to say he's showing a bit of aggression there with his SMG rounds, and I'll be honest, completely understandable. The frustration does. It is nice to clear your head by going on a little murdering spree, and Crewdy. I mean, this is where I just want to say, Crewdy is one of those crazy people who
yeah,
play
I
without a mini map, but
was
to
just
to
thinking
time
it.
that as well as he did, yeah, with without a mini map is very nice indeed. Shame he doesn't play with the mini map for our sake. It just makes it a little bit easier, but he's one of those. He's a very good player. I
Oh,
mean, oh no,
I
Crewdy.
think that alarm clock maybe stayed on a bit too long and got a double lure from some people. That's
Yeah.
extremely unfortunate.
So now we're probably. I mean, Crewdy also just venting his frustration with many pistol shots. So yeah, we're pretty much seeing similar restart times again here. This could come down to the wire.
Yeah, it's gonna be very close. Right now, Crewdy lead by about 30 or so seconds. Yes, looks seems like someone in chat agrees that
Oh,
he didn't actually turn
yeah,
off the clock.
Linux has been whooshed, and yeah, we're going to see another restart here. Yeah, this is both players showing that they're not very happy here. They just keep on loading pistol or SMG rounds into various objects
To
and or people.
be
And
fair to the
yeah,
two players as well, they're an hour and a half into this match is quite a lengthy. To be fair,
yeah, we're definitely on for one of the longer games of the tournament here. I believe not quite the longest. Still got a ways for that, but
what
yeah,
is the longest
definitely
game
up
actually?
there. I believe it was Purple versus Pinwar, I believe it's pronounced, which was Throat, and he did that solo. Bless him. It was Yeah, pretty long one. The stats, unfortunately, are incorrect at the moment. Technically, the longest game, according to the stats page, is Bat Games versus Ludenstar of like 20 hours because no one cancelled the game in time, which yeah is technically the longest game, but officially, I don't know the exact timing, but I think it might have gone on for over 2 hours, I believe. And yeah, it's a pretty good game. Like I said, I just felt sorry for poor Throat doing that solo cast.
Yeah, it's always a tough one by
Um,
yourself.
yeah. Meanwhile, I'm not sure what panic has Crewdy got here. Crewdy's got some issues with the Raider, but he should be fine. He is going to maybe have issues. Actually, yeah, he's turned around just as Crewdy would want to be going for the radio law. So this
Oh,
is
that's
yeah, and that
extremely
is.
unlucky.
I don't actually know what caused the panic. I think he might have SMG'd the door open instead of using the crowbar, which yeah, has just cost him like another 2 minute run, really. But I'm liking the strats from these guys now. It's yeah, we're definitely seeing improvements, uh, generally anyway, compared to the first runs they had on Segale. I think both players are just getting a bit frustrated, as you said. They've been here, or well, they've been playing for a while now. The roulette brain has definitely set in, and we're 15 minutes into this spin alone.
Yeah, it's definitely getting tough for them now, the mental toll, especially for Crewdy, as he knows if he wants to win this, at least 2 wins still required.
Yeah,
Linux just needs this one. They say he has that first goal down again.
yeah. And I just want to say for Linux, given that he's in a suit, it's really on the dark angles. I thought he was an elite guard for a second there, but he is just using the Archean tuxedo disguise.
Yeah, nicest suits in my opinion as well.
It is very nice indeed. And yeah, as I was gonna say, I just had to do a double take there, but yeah, you know, he is hostile area, so definitely in the suit. And yeah, now he just needs to worry again about his event stuff. He is gonna looks like he's gonna try and bring a guard out here to. I'm wondering why. I think he must just want a disguise to help him navigate a little bit, which would make sense. But no, he's just going to run straight back over again. And he's had quite a lot of problems near this helipad, so I'm surprised he's just choosing to sort of go rogue here.
Really playing safe. Those guys took away.
Really does have Sophia this time. Has definitely turned the clock back off, which is already an improvement. So this will be the same kill we've seen Linux do. Crewdy will now be getting this kill as well. And then it'll probably be. I think we've not seen either player here actually get the event stuff yet. Both players went for the MOC law first and had issues with that. So it could be a race to see, who knows the best location for these disguises or where to obtain them. Anyway, like I said, I think both players will probably know that there is one underneath the wake, which is the best one to use, if you ask me. Anyway.
Yeah, I agree. That one's relatively safe, especially if you get a non-trespassing guys. I think Linux is doing right now, while also getting the Master Ceremony.
Yeah, well, I know Crewdy, sorry, Linux, obviously he knocks out these guards, so he can't insta start the MOC law, although it looks like they've actually been woken up uh, yeah, there's an enforcer guard out here. And yeah, that has actually started the law. I thought those guys might still be knocked out and panicking, but they somehow got spotted and were only just being picked up now. But he's actually going to come out and start the fire pit manually, even though he doesn't need to, because we've just seen the voice line, which does activate the MOC law. He might even now miss her because she would have already been started on her path. So he's going to have to be careful potentially. Depends where she was in her cycle already at that
Oh,
point.
and yeah,
Oh, and
very far
yeah,
ahead.
she's very, very close. Oh my goodness me. And yeah, he's gonna have to be careful here,
Luckily, Linux has
especially.
that torch to help him get around.
Yeah, and I've just realized, so
Ooh,
oh no, and he's gonna have. Are we gonna see similar issues here? Oh, this is very touch and go. He's just gonna. Oh my goodness me, this is all so wild. And yeah, so what's happening here for Linux? Oh yeah, she's got too far. But what's happening is, to that guard there, he's actually stuck because of the snail. That's an infinite pickup glitch, which is technically banned, but of course Linux hasn't intended for that to happen. So that is fine, no problem there. Crewdy this time does pull the isolation off, no problem. So he now just needs to go and race for his event staff, which I'm guessing he will know where that is. He doesn't
quite
want to make any noise.
quite curious now how Linux deal with silence SMGs. Are very tough. That's always out by the thermal.
Yeah, well, I think he could technically knock her out where she is there and drag her back, because the ARC members should have left, but it is definitely a little bit risky. And as we saw, I can't remember which side it was. It might have even been Linux. Those ARC members uh, are they can be pretty trolly in general. So, well, that area, I should say. So you would have to make sure he keeps that door closed. And Linux is now, he's just going to manually bring all these guards in by the look of it.
Big push for
Crewdy, this
Crewdy.
is so scary.
Oh my!
Goodness me, that is why you should play with a mini map, my friend. Crewdy's just going for a free event stuff. Actually, I forgot this one was back
Wow,
here.
yeah, that's a very niche
Excellent,
one.
excellent map knowledge from Crewdy. I'm really impressed with that. It's not a disguise. Obviously, most people would never bother to learn that knowledge. Generally speaking, it's easier just to take one of the sort of ones that is on a human, but they're very easy to knock out and isolate, of course.
Oh, we see Linux
And yeah,
has
he's
Zoe
just waiting for
back.
her to return. Yeah. But of course, this sets him at a major disadvantage now, because he doesn't have the event crew, the event staff. Sorry. So that is a big sort of distance he's going to have to travel. And Crewdy has an SMG already, and he has her isolated, and he has a disguise. Well, he has a choice of disguise really. And there we
Crewdy
go.
has
He's
that
going to
final
bring
kill.
gunfight, and Crewdy can just swap into the into. He doesn't want to use that guard. That guard is trespassing outside. He could go and get the custodian.
I think he realizes.
Yeah, the custodian is the one he wants here, because he left the elite guard over by the where he got the event crew from, and he's going to chance it. Oh, Crewdy, no! This is so scary right now.
Oh wow,
Oh, he's such a crazy person. You've got to love him. I mean, oh,
the peekaboo as well. I think onto that guard.
yeah. I mean, he's actually doing very well here. He knows it is actually quite safe once you're where he is now, because you can just throw that guy, throw a distraction for that guy, and he will walk off, and you can get to it from the back. I don't know if he has any darts left. He could have just used the dart, but yeah, that's
Yeah,
very nice from Crewdy. And let's see if Linux can bring this back here. I'm going to have to wait the 47 seconds, because this looks like we could get into photo finish range. Plenty of loads across both players as well, so we shall see. Linux, oh, he's having to take a longer way though, so it's all getting very costly in
yeah,
terms of time.
very rapid guys safe.
Yeah, well, that's a disguise he can't use there either. The custodian, there we go. That's the one he wants.
Sure, we're very close to that 47 seconds.
Yeah, I think we're already in the high 30s, so we'll probably get there in time. Um,
Wow, yeah. Linux winning his hat in the ring. Last second of a photo
oh
finish.
no, no, he's missed. He's missed. That is 50 seconds.
Oh,
And yeah, that is going to be Crewdy taking Segale there. So very, very close from
wow. Yeah,
from
little
Linux
difference
there.
of if Linux maybe had that door open beforehand, they had to go around. That would have been the difference.
Yeah, for sure. And again, from my perspective, I'm okay with how that went down, just because it does mean we get to see plenty more action, which yeah, I'm perfectly okay with. And Linux just saying he needs to retire after this particular game. Must be taking its toll.
Yeah,
Uh, yeah,
very long game.
we're heading to Bangkok now, which is another potentially long map. I know a lot of players don't love Bangkok.
Yeah, I think I was actually talking about it in the cast with one of the other showcasters the other day, and I'm saying it's very claustrophobic map. Cameras everywhere and forces everywhere. If you want to do any loud kills, it can be extremely tough. Yeah, it's one of those. You really got to know your stuff for this. And yeah, that photo finish is extremely unlucky. Yeah, again for Bangkok, not as familiar with the kind of difficult spins that could happen on, but I know there's quite a few annoying is the best way to put it.
Yeah, well, we get to see, will we get to see the final boss of Bangkok? I'm sure this could be an issue. Cameras are always a burden, and again, I mean, I'm just going to say the map, sorry, the lifetime performance, sorry, we've got no data from Linux, and Crewdy's already tied here twice, and we might be here for a while.
Yeah, poor
Observer,
Crewdy.
I hope you're ready for this.
I definitely am. We're gonna have a victor regardless.
Yeah, and both players in the Discord is. I've just said I'm okay with how that result went because it's more for us to watch. Linux has said. Linux has said, "Could you think someone who isn't okay with it?" And Crewdy is saying that I'm a masochist because of how they've been playing. But I've got to say, both players I think have actually been playing, yeah, pretty well. It's just we've had some really awkward spins, and I mean, what else can you say? I mean, definitely not a bad performance from these guys at all.
Yeah,
They've both played their hearts out, and no matter which way this goes, yeah, the victor and the loser can go away, and they should be proud because yeah, they've done very well. Especially
yeah,
as you said, it's been a very long game, and to keep your head for this amount of time is impressive.
yeah. Especially with Crewdy, he said has two ties in the map. He's already spent 47 minutes pulling away at a difficult spin, so this is definitely gonna be difficult to keep your head in the game. Essentially, yeah, we're not sure how
Yeah,
good Linux is on this map, so never know. Linux could be a pro, steal this away.
yeah, I mean it's really good from. I just want to say as well, Crewdy obviously won the first map and then lost two on the bounce to give Linux a match point, and just to keep the composure after again that was a pretty long Segale in the end as it turns out. But yeah, just to keep his composure and bring this back to 4 all is yeah very nice indeed. And yeah, this is a match so far. I've got to say, this is deserving of heading into this last RNG map. Likely to be our decider. Officially speaking, it's not the decider. We do have another map. Should this end in a tie, but yeah, we've all got work tomorrow and things to do. So jokes aside, maybe let's not wish for that too hard.
Yeah, I do want to see some record breaking, but I don't want it to be for longest match with our rivals. But hopefully, we get a generous spin for Rudy and Linux, as they both deserve it.
Yeah, well, I do know the spin, and I can't leak, but yeah, I mean, I'll let you hope for a nice quick one because as I said, we've all got places to be. I'm sure the chat is wondering when is this going to end, but secretly we all still love it because again, it just means more Hitman action, This is
Exactly.
the I think it's the last game of the evening as well, so they're making it a spectacle for us and for everyone watching. Which yeah, it's what we like to see. Except for these guys, the players of course will be highly stressed, highly tired, but they're powering through for us, and that's what matters.
Looks like we have the spin. I can't remember who took the last one. Did I take this one, or do you want to take?
I can't remember, but sure, I'll take it. We've got Jordan Cross, Loud Explosive in the kitchen staff, Ken Morgan, SMG, Abel De Silva.
Yeah,
So yeah, not the easiest, I would say, with it being a loud Jordan kill, but who knows? We might see these guys have played something similar before, and I'm going to hope they're going into this fairly confident because yeah,
yeah, I hope
they
so.
I think both players definitely aren't going to want to play this out for 47 minutes. I would say.
Yeah, hopefully they don't overcomplicate it too much, as I'm sure they want to do that Jordan kill at the exit. Maybe get him into that bathroom after Peekaboom and leave that till the end. Sure, he can stay there for 3 seconds before the exit. Yeah, Ken Morgan, SMG, Silva. Maybe we'll see a letter lore up into the apartment. You never know. Players definitely have a bit of fatigue right now thinking about these perfect strats. But who knows?
And yeah, Linux has just gone for a poke of some kind of
Ah, the
thing on Jordan, sorry, and I'm guessing it's a remote a pneumatic. Sorry, I nearly said a remote pneumatic, but yeah, a pneumatic syringe. So he'll head to the bathroom, and the kitchen staff is of course very easy to obtain because there is actually one on the top floor here with Jordan. So that should be relatively straightforward. Linux looks like he's setting that up to be an exit kill.
yeah. Meanwhile, Crewdy doing the exact same thing, main luring Jordan into the room.
Yeah,
Pretty neck and
so
neck.
that means Crudy's technically saved a loadout because of course we saw Linux with the emetic syringe, but loadout shouldn't matter too much here, I would say. And yeah, Crudy leaving a duck. Linux has left just a random explosive. They're not going to get the kitchen staff from this floor, which, if they're planning an exit kill, does make sense. And let's see what happens here. So Linux doesn't look. I don't believe we saw him trank Neil to get the letter, but Crewdy looks like that's what he's going to be planning. He's got some issues with this enforcer here who can be a real pain. Yeah, and Crewdy's managed to infiltrate, so he's going to just KO this guy, and he'll have the letter.
Yeah, very nice
And
for Crewdy right now.
yeah, I think he should still be able to make it down in time for the first cycle. He might have to be careful of this enforcer here. No problems there. Very nice from Crewdy. So he's going a bit of a strange way. He's going to head over here. Is he going to go for Abel first, maybe?
Yeah, it wouldn't be a bad idea actually if he does still make that first cycle. It can be very close. So it's not actually saving time, I don't doesn't make it.
Yeah, this might be a little bit risky, but maybe he's not worried about the first cycle at all. I know he has a sedative syringe, which I'm guessing he's planning on using for Abel, who we can see is just about to head back. And no, it looks like he's already missed the first cycle. To be honest, I'm not 100% on the cycle timings. I don't know if it changes depending on where you start. So he has already missed the first cycle here, by the look of it. So he
See,
can
Linux
plant that, and yeah,
pretty far behind in reference to Crewdy right now. Looks like he's still trying to get the letter. Not sure if he actually got it or is just trying to escape the area he's in.
yeah. And Crewdy is now where's Crewdy going to head over to? Not entirely sure what Crudy's going for here. Not unless he's got a smuggle point. Oh my goodness me, he got a lot of whoosh there.
Oh, and this is going to be kind of scary for Crewdy right now. I think he got a peekaboo or action from that shot. Gonna wait.
Yeah, but he will. That guard does head upstairs because it is like one of those sort of broken cameras where think the shot came from above them, so he'll be heading to the floor above. And I wonder, is Crewdy maybe going to go for a hotel staff disguise, maybe, and do the law that way instead? I mean,
Oh,
he has already got the letter, so.
Linux rips
Oh,
doing the subdue onto the that
yeah,
staff. Very unfortunate.
yeah. And Crewdy is going to take down a hotel staff here, and I'm not entirely sure why, but I'm assuming he must be maybe thinking of going for that law instead of waiting for the letter, which. I mean, he'd already set the letter up, so he may as well have done and waited for that, and he could have gone and got Abel in the meantime. But who knows? I'm still not
Does
entirely
grab
sure, actually.
the silver disguise, but doesn't look like the kind of run he's going to continue with.
Yeah, I think he's just venting a lot of frustration, but I hope he's not throwing the towel in. Obviously, want him to carry on. Yeah, he's going to
Yeah,
still restart.
Linux, of all people, should know now. Ever since Mumbai, when the game crashed, had like 3 restarts, he came back and won the game. It's the only reason this
Yeah, I
match is
was
still
going to say,
going.
yeah.
So, all the people who should keep going Linux definitely should be an advocate for it.
Yeah, it will be harder now on, of course, just because, as you said, the mental state that comes with playing for this long it does take its toll, and it can spiral. I mean, not to shout out my my man Buff again, but obviously we know him, and I can't remember who he was playing against. I believe it might have been Soviet. I know they had like a 2 hour long Colorado on just that one map alone. And again, I mean, those boys will both tell you that once you've started on that spiral of struggling, it's so hard to come back from. And I think maybe what we're seeing here, both players just with a bit of exhaustion.
Yeah, most definitely. Be Crewdy now, waiting for Ken Morgan to come over. About to look at that letter, I think, or already.
Yeah, he's looked at it, so he'll be heading over here. So I'm not really sure why Crewdy bothered get the hotel staff. I don't know if that changes the way the exterminator works, because of course the exterminator and this hotel staff do path in here eventually. Maybe Crewdy knows something that I don't, but
Does for the hammer twice by mistake, but no
yeah, it
worries
should
at
be
all.
fine. Yeah, I'm a little bit worried that the exterminator could walk in here and find these bodies, but again, maybe taking down this hotel staff changes that. I can't say for certain. Linux is just saying he needs to sleep, so he might be about to forfeit potentially. I hope not, but it might be that that's about to happen. Which real life will need to come first. Like this match has taken far too long for what was obviously going to be a loss.
Does look like he's still going though. Hits that restart button. Yeah, and I do hope we see
Yeah, and
players.
Crewdy has just had the exterminator found, so he did knock him out as well, but he's been found, and yes, level pegging for both guys now. But yeah, Linux is not happy at the minute. I believe. I think he thinks the game has gone on for just a bit too long. So see what's happening. But yeah, Crewdy still just going to power ahead. Not entirely sure what's happening at the moment. Crewdy just going to play his own game by the look of it, which is fair enough.
Does look like Linux is contemplating what decision to make. Yeah, he really going for that similar lore he went for the first few times. It's very nice. Very broken lore actually when you think about it. That there's two entities close. Yeah, Jordan Cross still goes for
Yeah, I was going to say, I know Jordan, he does listen to those distractions over anyone else when he's in that recording studio because it sort of just counts as him being like irritated by external noise. So he enforces that, which is, I quite like that, to be honest. It's, almost a little bit random in a way that it's like one of the only instances where that occurs. But it looks like Linux is saying he's continuing. He's going to carry on, yeah. So that's good to see. And again, another rip from Crewdy. So he's not even behind here. Is
Yeah.
the funny thing, but of course he doesn't know that. So the action continues, and yeah, let's see what happens here. And both players actually looking like they're going to be following a similar path to one another, just different in how they approach that. But they're both isolating Jordan nice and quick, and just leaving that as a remote exit kill.
Yeah, this first kill is pretty much like set. Once you get that remote close flex, you just gotta deal with Ken. And I don't think we saw how Linux is gonna deal with it. Did he go for the letter as well? I can't actually recall which player was it with the letter, but I think it was Rudy we saw.
Yeah, Crewdy plays the latter, yeah, and he did get the isolation off. But yeah, then I believe he had some body found issues, and yeah, that forced a restart.
I'm happy that camera clipped him. Knows the pain that the camera snap.
Yeah, they are a real burden, as they get called the final boss for a very good reason.
Let her down for Rudy.
Yeah, Crewdy is actually, once Crewdy is getting going here in Bangkok, he's getting a pretty good run clipped together. His last run where he did rip, up until that point he was pretty good. I don't really think anything had gone wrong at all, other than those bodies being found. But if he'd have brought them into a safer area, that definitely could have been the one run. And I think he might have even, yeah, it looks like he's going to be getting first cycle Ken here. He's down in the reception area a lot quicker, which is
Yeah,
very nice.
looking pretty good for Rudy now. Yeah. Apologies. Looks like my microphone is even getting a bit fatigued. Cutting off a bit.
Mhm.
Hope fix that. I'm not sure why that's happening.
I have enough power to talk for both of us if needs be. Don't you worry.
Yeah, my mic is forwarding.
Crudy's knocking these bodies out in pretty much the same position, and he's not going to pull them tight to the wall. Oh, Rudy getting so close to that camera, but very nice job actually on sort of keeping far enough away and knowing where that camera goes. He's been
Oh,
clipped, and
so unfortunate.
that is the final boss that Crudy's going to have to deal with. He's not going to go for an instant restart though. He's going to power through.
I'm delighted to see. I feel like players should always go for the pin. Cameras, it's one of those things. It costs you like a couple of minutes, especially at Bangkok, but definitely don't restart.
Yeah, I was going to say it's one of those things. I mean, I played this in my round, well, my round two, because obviously it's the way the PC brackets have worked. But I played this in my. Oh, Crudy,
Oh,
no! He
even
dragged him.
saw
He
that
dragged him.
guard.
Yeah, he dragged him from a safe area. He was actually fine to leave them where they were. I believe the reason they got caught last time was because he didn't take the card out. Um, yeah, this is pretty crazy actually in how this game is going. It's been such a coin toss up till now. I mean, I was joking about this being a tie, but
Yeah.
we're nearly 15 minutes in now, and neither player has made too much headway. Obviously, the Jordan killed both of these guys have. They know what they're doing there. Quick isolation, leave an explosive on his body, problem solved, and we've seen that many a time. But yeah, we've not seen much else happen. Linux looks like he's going on a. I don't actually know what Linux is trying to do here, because he's just seen Abel walk back into the other room, and as a recording staff member, he is able to walk straight in there. I'm not sure why he's coming around the back of this bar.
Looks like just trying to get the kitchen staff out of the way. But I'm not sure,
Yeah,
does that?
I thought these
Yeah,
were waiters up
I
here.
I
Yeah,
think
I
they
don't
are
think
as
this
well,
is.
but that's the only reasoning I can think, unless he thinks he can't actually get into that room with Silva.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's recording crew, so he's yeah more than able to just walk straight in there, no problem. Those guards aren't putting up a barrier at all, so it looks like he might even just be gonna. I think he's just gonna try and go through 47 suite here. Somehow didn't get spotted by these two guards with his SMG out, and he did even shoot. Crewdy this time is not going to
Hmm,
knock out Neil. He's just managed to trank him and get that lair. That'll be why he's able to get down that much faster, which is very good. Change of plan from Crewdy.
like Linux going for a daring intimidation match against these two guards to get them to go away. Ain't gonna budge until they have kicked back into their cycle, go back down that hall. And yeah, I'm sure Linux is just thinking, I'm gonna just wait. I know this works. Not gonna risk doing a stupid shot. Like, restart for no reason. Yeah, he gets into the
Yeah.
room.
So yeah, so he's just going to climb down this the pipe. He's gone over the wrong side, and he can get into this room. And he'll probably realize when he gets down there, he'll see his map. Obviously, won't show that he's trespassing, and I'm sure he'll have a little bit of frustration. But again, this is probably just because he's we're like 2 hours into this now, near enough anyway. And there you go. You can see he's trespassing. Quick coin lower over here. Abel should be the only person who will hear. He's actually missed the first one. It's too far away. There we go. So this should be fine here for Linux. Just needs to make sure he doesn't get this body found. No GRB. And yeah, so there is actually quite a lot of enforcers for Abel in this area. So he's going to have to be careful. Has a smart look on his instinct just to make sure everyone is away and won't see that body. So that's very nice. And yeah, now I don't believe he dropped the letter off first. I think that's what he's going to go and do now. And we've just seen, we can see Ken is he's walking away. So he's going to miss first cycle, Ken, which means he's just going to have plenty of waiting time. Oh my
Oh,
goodness me,
oh.
Crewdy.
Yeah, very lucky from Crewdy. Not sure why he was bumping the guy. Maybe because he was worried Jordan or Ken would turn around and hear it, but there was a pretty nice distance between them.
Yeah, I mean, he can just go and isolate him in the other room. It won't be a problem. He might be a little bit frustrated because it just means he's going to have further to travel.
Oh, and Lennox almost tipping that camera. Realized last second.
He's got a bullet impact notice from somewhere.
Hopefully those guards don't run down this way past him. Don't think he should get them hunted for it though.
Should be fine for Linux. He just needs to be careful of the exterminator and the hotel staff
Rudy
because
does
it will
have
be
10 sorted as well.
yeah, and it should be fine to leave him over this corner. And of course, I always forget the name. What Otis, I believe, is his bodyguard. That's the disguise Crewdy is in currently. So that isn't anything he's going to have to worry about either. So Crewdy now just needs to go and grab Abel, get that kill, and then he needs a kitchen staff. Oh, and Crewdy, no. That subdue has been heard, and that is very costly for Crewdy now. That's
Yeah,
another rip, and this puts major advantage on Linux here, who might even, by the look of it, I think he's just going to actually go and isolate the basement room, maybe, and go for it that way. I'm just looking at Linux's mini map. I don't actually know where Ken is currently. I think he's over. I think he might actually be like all the way outside, right at the beginning of his path. But Linux just needs to play this safe now. There's no reason to take any risk. Yeah, he's not even gonna. I like what Linux is doing here, isolating, or well, waiting for the isolation of this basement instead. Is the far safer idea. There is a free kitchen staff down here as well. I don't know if Linux knows about this. But oh, Linux. Yeah, he's just going to weigh in here. Actually, I thought he might have done this by accident, but no, he's quite happy with this. Yeah, I like what Linux is doing in waiting in the basement. Like I said, it's definitely the safer option, a wise idea for sure. And he's just going to have the long wait. And as I said, there's a free kitchen staff over towards the sink which he can grab. There's an exit down in the basement as well. So this could be very quick ending here for Linux. Yeah, it's going to feel like a lifetime for him with the letter. Certainly feels that way for us as well. I can't actually see where he is, but yeah, he's heading over here now. I can see on his mini map he's heading down the stairs. So he should be in here within the next maybe minute and a half, and he'll be isolated and he can get this kill done. Rudy's just going for the letter. Missed his first trank shot though, and is he just going to go for an instant restart? No, he's going to carry on. He's not got a pistol to do a distraction now. He's only got an SMG, and yeah, I can't. Yeah, no, he's going to rip there again. Linux Ken is going to start isolating himself now. We can see he's sending his guard Otis away now, which means he'll have a nice quiet room shortly. He can pop out with his SMG and pop a few rounds in the back of his head, dump him in the basket, and he'll be nice and safe. He needs to make sure that door shuts. There we go. There we go. And that is, I believe that's the first kill actually we've seen on Bangkok in the first 22 minutes. He knows about the free kitchen staff. Yeah, very nice indeed. So as long as he doesn't activate this explosive too early and get found, he's got some enforcer to wait for here. He might just go the other way. Yeah, it's got no enforcers around here. It should be legal to wander around all of this basement area.
Good for him right now.
Yeah, exit just around the corner. There is a camera here, which I think he already took out. Loud explosive, still green guns, still green guns. As soon as I see this green 5-star SA screen, yeah, there we go. And that is game, and that is Linux Penguin with a pretty nice comeback actually. And well, I say a comeback. He of course was winning at one point, but Crewdy brought it back. But yeah, he's kept a cool head, and he will be taking this victory 6-4.
Yeah, amazing game. Like both players should be very proud. Very mind consuming game.
Yeah,
But
and I'm
yeah,
sure both of these guys physically exhausted. We saw Linux before. Again, he was I wouldn't say complaining. That's probably the wrong word, but he was showing some displeasure, let's say, in the Discord about how long the game had gone on for. But again, he just powered through, and yeah, that's come back, and again, it's helped him actually take the victory. Um, and it was a very well earned victory, no matter who won that. Both players definitely would have deserved a victory here. And yeah, what a spectacle of a game that was. It was a great game.
yeah, amazing. And I'm sure they're a bit sick of roulette for a couple of days. And luckily, I guess, in a way for Crewdy, that is the end of their roulette for this. But however, Linux does have another game, I'm guessing soon. Just check out quickly what matches that is.
Yeah, well, I believe he that is the last one he has to play immediately. He will now just have to
Ah,
play
okay.
the other lower bracket rounds. He has, I believe, until Saturday the 28th to get up till LB round 8. So there is, or there should still be three more games, I believe it is, to play before Saturday. And
Gonna
fingers crossed for his sanity, they don't go on for this long because I think he was struggling a little bit at the end with just keeping focus. I think both guys were in truth, and that's perfectly understandable.
Actually, it's a console bracket. Not sure why I thought it was
Yes, it
a
is.
bracket.
Yeah.
So thought I had locked myself into C. So good. Right, so let's see where that puts Linux Penguin. That puts them against none other than Enorth. I think was in the chat for some of that match. It's gonna be a very good game.
um, yeah, I was going to say. I mean, just looking at these lower brackets, both games in the lower brackets look unbelievable, and of course, even the winners bracket, we've got Buff and Joker. What a game that'll be! Kenny versus
Yeah,
Fanium will also be an excellent game. And yeah, as you said, we've got Linux facing Tino, which again, another brilliant game we'll have coming up. And yeah, great action. Gotta you love
yeah,
to see it. Basically, that's pretty much all I can say. And yeah, phenomenal performance from these guys. No one deserved to lose, and both deserve to win. And yeah, it's just unfortunate that someone has to lose. It's almost unfortunate that that was a lower bracket as well, because that was a game worthy of the upper brackets.
it
But
really was.
not the case today, unfortunately.
But yeah, congrats on the perseverance, uh, Linux and Rudy. That was an amazing watch. Glad it lasted as long as it did because we had some late night roulette content to watch. Like you said, Mando, it's always fun to see them battle to the very end. Unfortunately, we didn't have that decider that I know you were itching for, but I'm sure
Yeah,
they're both very
would have been
happy.
yeah, it would have been a good end, but it was only a Whittleton decider potentially, so it could have been a quick one. But
True.
yeah, I'm glad that Bangkok was our finisher because yeah, very good map to finish on. And yeah, like I said, the only thing I can say is GG both players, very
Yeah,
well deserved.
GG. And if that didn't quench your roulette rivals desire, I can tell you what other matches are coming up soon. Unfortunately, that is the last match for today, but we have some amazing ones coming up very soon. It's getting very far into the bracket. We have Pidgey versus Miculars, which is tomorrow, 8 o'clock CEST. We have Blide versus Moo, which is also in the winner's bracket. That's also tomorrow, same time. We have the Buff Guy versus Joker J, which is the console final, if I'm not mistaken, which is going to be amazing.
Semi final
Oh,
technically,
semi
but
final.
yeah.
And that's already decided that Froat7 and Hans McGee are going to be casting for that. So definitely tune in for that. That's one of the big ones. And then we have Kenny Z versus Fanium. And I think that's our other round 5 for the console lower bracket. Or no, winners bracket.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
No, it might even be it might be round six actually. I can't remember, but yeah,
But yeah,
definitely one of the lower bracket games.
definitely all 4 of these are great watch. I'm sure we'll catch some of you there. And thanks as well, Mando, for the cast. It's been quite a long one, but a fun one, to be honest.
Yeah, we got there in the end, and I'm glad I was here to shoutcast this one because yeah, it
Oh,
was good action all around.
would have been a very tough one if you if you didn't join me for this one. We'll give a
Yeah,
quick
we powered through.
yeah, exactly. We'll give a quick look at who's playing. Of course, there's no more matches on, so I'll just check if there's any streamers that are on. Give a quick read like this. Just about to start. Give them a grade. Thanks everybody for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. GG's again to both the players. Such an amazing game, and gotta love it. Always fun to watch. I think that the raid ready, and yeah, thanks again.